¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? Sí se puede. All right, muy bien. Okay. Jesse Valenzuela, founder of the César Chavez Breakfast, please stand up. Thank you, Jesse, thank you. Bienvenidos a todos. Welcome to our 2025 annual César E. Chávez Memorial Breakfast. We are very grateful. LEAD, Cal State University San Bernardino, we are very grateful to be your campus host, right? We're going to hear from our president in a little while, but if he can stand so you guys know who our president is. President Tomás Morales. Okay. As you can imagine, he's a very a busy man, so being here on a Saturday morning, that to us, that's a sign of commitment to our community. Okay, so take that as a commitment to our community. Okay, I'm going to introduce these folks later on. Of course, you know who they are, but Frank Montes, where you are? There you go, Frank. Okay. Ana Gonzalez. Who's the California Woman of the Year? California Woman of the Year. Okay, let's get up for DJ Art Alcaraz. Art. Okay, today we celebrate the legacy of César E. Chávez, the late civil rights and labor movement icon. Best remembered for his contributions to agriculture, labor laws, and social justice reform. Okay, so there's grapes and strawberries. These are union, they're okay. You can have these. Don't worry, you're not violating any boycotts or anything, so feel free to have, eat that's on the table. The theme for 2025 is telling our stories. Okay, so here's telling our stories our way, our voice. Latino representation in the arts, the media, and education. Why? Because they go hand in hand. Why is it important? Well, unfortunately, movies, TV, streaming channels hold the same, if not more power than our schools, right? In terms of education, we got to go outside of just the classroom and say, okay, education is everything, right? And so Latino representation is very important because the messages, especially our young people are getting, that's where they're getting their messages, right? This platform this breakfast serves as a platform for us to get together in solidarity, reflect on the progress we've made, and the work that lies ahead of us. Not just for farm worker rights and social justice, but everything that intersects with our community. Okay, so as LEAD, as your campus host, we strive to promote a broad-based awareness of the crisis in Latino education and to enhance the intellectual, cultural, and personal development of our community's educators, administrators, parents, parent leaders, and students. The latest, here's something off the record, the latest numbers show that of all the demographics, Latino males were the least likely to attend and graduate from a four-year institution, from college, right? We're the least of all the groups, Latino males, we're the least likely to graduate from college. So that's something we need to keep in mind. There's a crisis, an educational crisis in our community, and only we can solve it, right? Only we can solve it, and that's what we're about. Okay? I won't go in deep into the theme for this year. You're going to hear more about that as we go throughout. We're going to have 4 major events this year, starting with this one. This is our inaugural event for 2025, our Chavez Breakfast. Then we're gonna have a play, a Chicano play. It's going to be the first Chicano play on our campus. We've had plays in Spanish. We've had other kinds of plays, bilingual. But the first one written and directed with a kind of a Chicano point of view is coming up. So that's our second one. Then we're going to have the LEAD Summit on Friday, October 3rd. And then the day after the LEAD Summit, we're hosting the Latino Book and Family Festival on Saturday, October 4th. And of course, we're partnering with a bunch of groups, including San Bernardino County. Norm, if you're here, everybody knows Norm. Ray, there you go. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Okay, I want to cue the video. I want to personally invite you to a truly historic production. It's called "You Don't Even Speak Spanish." It's a story of Jorge Ramirez, a first-generation Chicano college student, as he struggles to find his voice over the cacophony of noise coming from his family, the weight of expectations placed on his shoulders. And it's a whole story, but it's the first ever main stage Chicano farce directed by Chicano in the history of CSUSB. So let's give that a... And we're about to turn 60, right? We're about to turn 60, so ahí está. Okay, Guillermo Aviles Rodriguez, are you here? Yeah. Okay, stand up. There he is. That's the director himself. Okay, so if you have any questions, on your tables, there's a little card with the QR code. Okay, so let's show a little 30-second video, if we may.
Hi everyone, my name is Jesus, for the Raza Jesus, for the homies Chuy. And I want to invite you to come and see You Don't Even Speak Spanish, where my family is gonna win $50,000 in the American Spanish home video.
Ah, Jesus, get out the way. You're not even funny, and you forgot the details. Oh, hey there, gorgeous. You look like someone who would really enjoy this brand new original Latino production called You Don't Even Speak Spanish. Coming to Cal State San Bernardino, April 25th to May 4th, 2025. See you at the Barns.
Thank you. Okay, so we need your help. Guillermo, stand up again. Okay. There's producers, there's writers, there's actors, there's also some media folk here, right? Folks from Disney, you all are here in this audience, okay? We need your help. We have students that are starving for mentorship, right? They want to become actors. They want to do what you do, okay? So if you have a chance, please talk to the director here, and we want to put you in direct contact with students, because that's what it's about, right? The things that you cannot learn from a textbook, you all have that. You all carry that knowledge, and we want you to, if you can help us pass it on to the next generation. So thank you. Okay, for this next piece here, I'm going to ask Frank Montes and Ana Gonzalez to please join me up on stage. We want to introduce to you all our 2025 honorary chairs, our padrinos de honor. Okay, so as you know, we don't use in our community, we don't use those terms lightly. If you call someone madrina, padrino, it's an act of respect. It's respeto, right? So there's two people that our committee selected to be our padrinos de honor, our honorary chairs, and we're going to ask them to come up here. First, we have Belle. Go ahead, Belle. She is the madrina of Latino Hollywood, right? The godmother of Latino Hollywood. And then my tocayo, Enrique, el mero mero. Come on. Okay. Their bio, you know who they are, but their bios, if you're not familiar with them, their bios are in the program. Okay, so please read that. Okay, so we're going to ask if you can step over there with Frank and Ana. Belle and Enrique. You know what? Can everybody stand for a second? Let's do this standing up. If you're able to stand. If you can't stand, that's fine. Belle and Enrique, for your accomplishments and lifetime service to our community, we award you our LEAD Education and Advocacy Medallion of Honor. So I know Belle is gonna moderate a panel a little bit, but either Belle or Tocayo, if you want to say a few words, it's up to you. No pressure. Si quieren anything. Aquí al micrófono, por favor.
We just want to say thank you to the San Bernardino University, bringing all of us together from academia, from entertainment, from business. It is so powerful because we together can do so much, and keep that in mind as we do the program. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, gracias. Thank you.
Especially to our young, aspiring creators, storytellers. We have a lot, you guys have a lot of work to do. I was just talking with one of our colleagues, a great director, Patrick Perez, who's done quite a few productions. There's a lot of stories that have yet to be told from our perspective, as it's been mentioned. There are several people here, theater companies like the Latino Theater Company, where they mentor students, people that want to learn, people that are professionals. They have an incredible history of storytelling about our community, and they've opened it up to the entire country and the world. So it's very important that young people understand you have a lot of work to do. I envy you, because while the United States is just over 200 years old, this continent is over 2,000 in Mexico alone. So there's a lot of stories to be told. And don't forget, when you do become storytellers and you're in a position to hire somebody, I'm available. So, all right?
I thought Enrique was the shy one. It turns out he's not shy at all. Okay. Land acknowledgement. Panorte, tatawewe shnesh palewe, nach mineke ninemis, incantioyo mikritani, notlatoxin, intlokenawake, tlasokamat, chilisli, tonansi, intlali. Good morning. Thank you, creation. Thank you for the food. Thank you. Bless all the hands who've come across and touched our food. And we thank Mother Earth for providing us with that. On behalf of our committee, we recognize and respect the local indigenous peoples of Southern California, the Serrano, Cahuilla, Cupeño, Tongva, Tatavia, Chumash, Kumeyaay, and many others from Southern California who are the traditional stewards of these lands. And even our university is on native lands. Anywhere in the continent, really, it's native indigenous lands. And so land acknowledgements, they don't exist in the past. It's not past tense. It's an ongoing process. We need to reconnect with the earth and realize that and be mindful of the people that are perhaps buried under us and all the generations and millennia of our community who've been on these lands. And for many of us of the corn-based cultures, although this may not be our homeland, for sure it's our motherland, because we know in our oral histories, in archaeology, we know that our communities have migrated back and forth from north to south many, many times over the thousands, 10,000s of years. And so we're all mixed like that. So as we do our work, let's be mindful. Let's try to build those authentic relationships with indigenous peoples. And of course, as Cal State University, we recognize we sit on the territory and ancestral land of the San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. They have a table of the folks here from the San Manuel Band. Raise your hand, please, so we can recognize you. Or stand up. The student, oh, okay, the students. Okay, so let's recognize. Thank you for representing. Thank you so much. Okay, are we good? Okay, so next, we're gonna bring, okay, my tocayo, maybe he's the mero mero, but on this campus, our mero meros are here, President Tomás Morales, right? He was born in Puerto Rico, raised in South Bronx, right? The South Bronx, the South Side Bronx, the South Bronx, all right? New York, okay? He's our Boricua in the house, okay? So he has served in many capacities, has a very extensive background and experience. Of course, you can see he's got white on, just like me, he's got white on his head, so that's a sign of wisdom and age, that only comes with age. So let's bring up here our mero mero, the big dog, ladies and gentlemen, el Presidente Tomás Morales.
Oh boy, thank you, Enrique. Gracias, buenos días. And welcome everyone to the 13th annual César E. Chávez Memorial Breakfast at California State University, San Bernardino. It's truly like many of our speakers, and it's an honor to gather today in memory of this civil rights and labor movement icon. Former California Governor Gray Davis signed legislation in 2002 making Chavez's birthday a state holiday to promote service to the communities of California in honor of his life and work. You know, this event is hosted by the Latino Education Advocacy Days at CSUSB. Let's thank Enrique Murillo for his incredible leadership. The Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses. You know, it's so important that we support a culture of entrepreneurship. You know, I don't know if you realize that Cal State San Bernardino has the only school of entrepreneurship in the entire state of California that offers both baccalaureate and master's degrees in entrepreneurial science. And so we all have together, we have centers in San Bernardino, in Temecula, in the Coachella Valley, supporting women, immigrant entrepreneurs. And so it's something that I'm very proud of. And of course, Jesse Valenzuela, I pay tribute to your leadership as one of our elders, and I include myself in that category with you. And so Cal State San Bernardino is an anchor institution in the Inland Empire, dedicated to bettering individual and community lives and opportunities through education. Giving back is intrinsic to our mission. You know, I served as provost at Cal Poly Pomona from 2001 to 2007, and then I went back to New York to serve as president of the College of Staten Island. And when the opportunity to come back to Southern California, specifically to come to Cal State San Bernardino, I jumped at that opportunity because I knew how impactful this institution is in this region. 80% of our students come from San Bernardino and Riverside counties. We're proud of that. We're proud of that. 75% of our alumni live in San Bernardino and Riverside counties. You cannot walk into a school building, a hospital, a social service agency, an accounting firm, and not fined Cal State San Bernardino graduates, giving back to the community. You cannot go to any church in the Inland Empire, NAACP, the Kiwanis Club, and not find Cal State San Bernardino leading those organizations. And so we are very, very proud of the impact that this university has. Not me as the president, but us as members of this university community. It is also part of CSUSB Coyote's DNA, from Coyote Cares Day, where we gather 500 faculty, staff, and students to do a day of service in the community. I, along with many of our alumni, were packing bags for food pantries throughout the Inland Empire. Opportunities, we build these opportunities in the classroom to volunteer. What I say to students at commencement, given the fact that, the downside is that the Inland Empire has the lowest baccalaureate degree attainment rate in the United States of any metropolitan area of over 1 million people. And what I say to our graduates is that you've been blessed. You've been blessed. You're here today to earn this degree. So you have to give back to your community. That's your obligation, to give back to your community, above and beyond your job or your profession. Find another student to mentor. Find a church to give back to. That's your obligation as a graduate of Cal State San Bernardino. So today's event serves as a platform for community members, advocates, and leaders to come together in solidarity, reflecting on the progress made and the work that lies ahead in the fight for farm workers' rights and social justice. The breakfast also encourages attendees to community advocacy and action in the wider and contemporary issues. We are in the middle of an authoritarian takeover in this country. We're in the middle of a dictatorship, attacking our undocumented communities. We cannot allow that to happen. We cannot allow that to happen. We can't go back to the 50s and 40s where there was segregation in this country. We cannot go back. And yes, Latinos were the victims of discrimination and are still victims of discrimination. And we're very proud of our campus out in the Coachella Valley. In fact, I'm going to have to leave here shortly after my remarks to go out to the Coachella Valley, where we are recruiting students. We are trying to send the message to our students that you should be going to college. Don't listen to those voices that say, oh, not everybody has to go to college. I go to these business meetings where I may be the only Latino in the room, and I hear people say, well, not everybody has to go to college. And I look at them and I say, well, let me ask you, did you tell your senior that it's okay not to go to college? No, that's code. That's a code. So the GIA, Growing in Achievement, which Cal State San Bernardino founded with UCR and Valley College and other institutions, did a study last year, did a report, and found that there's an increase in apathy from our parents and our students that maybe I shouldn't go to college because I can make $20 an hour on Amazon. And for an 18-year-old, that's a lot of money, but that's not a lot of money. So, at the end of the day, I need all of you, we need all of you to encourage young people to think about life after high school. And going to a community college is great. That's not a, I'm not saying everybody's got to come to Cal State San Bernardino, but they need to really think, yeah, thank you. They really need to think about how to continue their education. It means really meeting our students where they are and providing them with access to support and the tools to address the obstacles standing in their way of achieving academic success. It means outreach, our pre-college office, working. We have a migrant education program that now is under threat. We have a grant that serves the children of migrant workers. I would be remiss at the Cesar Chavez breakfast that I'm not mentioning the fact that our migrant education grant that serves the children of migrants is under threat of being cut. How tragic is that in 2025? We work with the Parent Institute of Quality Education, a wonderful nonprofit that works with immigrant parents to show them how to navigate the K-12 system, the Ontario Montclair Promise Scholars Program. Our Office of Admissions partners with educational opportunity program to train and support new bilingual positions within the undergraduate admissions evaluation team. So where are the results now for Latino students here in the IE? 70% of CSUSB students are Latino. We are the 16th largest Hispanic serving institution in the United States, the second largest in California. However, only 12% of Latinos aged 25 and older hold a baccalaureate degree in the Inland Empire. So we're currently in a political climate which is trying to downplay or ease the celebration of our multifaceted and diverse student body. This particularly impacts our students of color and those from marginalized groups. So it's important that we gather, that we celebrate the incredible work of Cesar Chavez, the incredible work of other leaders, but we must also take up that struggle as well. And we know that, we're gonna double down here. Some of my colleagues are changing the name of DEI and, trying to make believe it doesn't, eliminating ethnic studies and Latino studies, and no, we're gonna double down here. Okay, we're gonna double down here. We're not gonna shy away from that. So, these are the values that we have at Cal State San Bernardino. So, look, I was only supposed to do a welcome, but that's what happens. That's what happens when you're the president, right? God bless you. I love you guys.
Sorry about that. I have a little thing there. Okay. We can do better than that. Come on, let's do another round of applause. Everything I wanted to say, that's it. That was it. Okay, next I want to bring Frank Montes. I want to bring Frank Montes to the stage. Frank Montes is the founder of Inland Body and Paint Center, chair of the Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses, board member of Farm Worker Justice, board member of the High Desert Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, past chair of the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. He began his career as an auto body shop helper, right? And he worked his way up to become a third-generation successful entrepreneur of more than 4 decades. He's a proud father of 2 sons who are following in his footsteps. Okay, so honesty is Frank. Transparency is Frank. Commitment, performance. These are all qualities of a successful leader. And Frank, he continually strives to demonstrate these traits and he leads by example. He uses his skills. He doesn't have to. This is his vocation. He wants to do this. Uses skills to impact change at the national, state, and local levels to create a wide range of opportunities for growth, education, and prosperity for all families, all businesses, and all communities alike. So, Frank.
As he was saying that, I'm like, who's he talking about? You know?
Talking about you. That's for me.
Okay, hi everyone. Frank Bontes, Chairman of the Board, Hispanic Coalition. Can we get some of these slides on the... So we have an event. We have 4 events every year, 4 summits. In February, we had our AI and Cybersecurity Summit. We have our Spheres of Sustainability in April 24th. Am I correct, Mr. Vice Chair? And then we have our Latinissimo Roundtable, June 14th. Thank you. And then we have our Latinissimo Awards, October 11th. And that is when we recognize Latinas throughout the state and nationally that are excelling in their fields and also bringing somebody with them to the top. So at the Spheres of Sustainability, we are going to be announcing our Latinissima in the energy sector, and also at the Latinissima Roundtable, we will be introducing our Latinissima on education, and they will be recognized October 11th. So make sure all of you are there. Now, there's letters going out this coming week, to the nominees. But, you know, I decided to do a couple here today. We were going to be announcing our Latinissima nominee for the Sustainability Committee and also our Latinissima in Education. So with that, Madam Chair, our Chair of the Foundation, Nelva Reese, are you here? Do you have your nominee? Please bring that forward. Mr. Vice Chair, Michael Herrera, do you have your nominee for the energy? Thank you. Can you bring that forward, please? So we get dozens of nominees for these recognitions. High-level Latinas, and when I mean high-level in their own right. High-level on bringing other Latinas up with them. That is important. You cannot reach that mountaintop and look, and you're by yourself, because then you haven't reached anything. That is important. So it is my honor. Please. So it is my honor to announce the nominee. Now, it's the nominee. They still got to go through the vetting. The vetting. My bad, you guys. I'm just a little nervous here. So the Latinissima honoree would be announced for the education in June, and the Latinissima for the sustainability will be announced in April. So it's my honor to introduce the first nominee for the Education Committee, someone that works really, really hard in education for our children, not only for our children, but our community, and with emphasis on our small business. So the nominee is Natalie Baca. Natalie, where are you? Please, a round of applause. Remember, everyone, June at the McCarthy headquarters, Newport Beach. Professor, please.
Okay. I get the honor of doing the second nominee. What? Nominee? What is it? Nominee. Okay. Here we go. The second nominee is Ana Gonzalez. All right. So, thank you, Ana. Okay. Anything else? What else?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. Well, stay here. Stay here.
Okay.
All right. Gracias. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Oh, that's a perfect segue. There you go. Thank you. Okay. Ana Gonzalez was born in Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. She's the mother of 2 teenagers and an active community organizer, educator, and activist in the Inland Valley region. Among many roles and so forth, she is also past president of the Chicano Latino Caucus of San Bernardino County, which is how we started here this breakfast. She's an elected delegate for the California Democratic Party. A couple years ago, she signed on as the executive board of the Center for Community Action and Environmental Justice, announced Ana as their permanent executive director. And the California Woman of the Year, Ana Gonzalez. Okay, it's all yours. Thank you. This I put here. Thank you, Frank. All right. Okay, I hand it over to them.
I was not prepared for that. Thank you. That was a nice surprise. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Cesar Chavez Breakfast.
Welcome.
All right. So everybody has their coffee? All right. So que viva Cesar Chavez. Que viva Dolores Huerta. Que viva la mujer. Que vivan los estudiantes. Que vivan los inmigrantes. Que viva la causa. Que vivan los sindicatos. Que viva la paz. ¿Se puede? ¿Se puede? All right. Good morning, everybody. It is such an honor and privilege to have you all in this very room here today. See wonderful and beautiful faces everywhere. Thank you for joining us. It is such a pleasure to always put this event together. And this year, it was such an honor to have our amazing planning committee with Frank Montes and the team at XIII, and of course, Dr. Murillo and the CSUSB team. It was amazing, amazing putting these together, and here it is. You guys are amazing.
Do I need to? Why do I got to read everything you just said? You see, everyone? I'm just here as the eye candy. That's it. That's it. I said, so what do you want me to do? Just stand there and look good. So I'm failing already, right? So
Stay on script.
stay on script. You know, we planned this months ago, and we said, oh, this is a cakewalk. No. It is very challenging. It's like herding cats, everyone. So, you know, thank you, one, for being here. I'm going to get off script, but I want to, Adelia, where are you? Please stand up. This young lady sang at a Latinissima award this past October.
And at the wrist.
And at, I first saw her at the Ritz event. The Ritz event is an event that the Rialto Unified School District does with all students to perform. She was an amazing singer. So I want to give a shout out to Rialto and the Ritz. Saida Joffrey, where you at? Good job, good job. And it's okay. I also want to ask our junior HCSB team to stand up. Where are the team? That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is not the future. They are the now. The now. That's important. Yes, thank you, thank you. I also want to recognize our board of directors and our entire team. So can the HCSB family please stand up? And they've been standing. So, you know, Anna, I will let you do this because I'll get off script. Thank you, everyone.
Well, now that he welcomed his board, let me welcome my team. CCAEJ, please stand up. Woo. Oh. Woo. You know, we couldn't do this work alone. Frank and I, we have a lot of folks behind us doing amazing work every single day. And every day we talk to folks on the streets, in their homes, in their businesses, in their schools, in their places of work, and we meet amazing people every day. And that work couldn't be done without the folks that are here doing the work every single day. So thank you, team. Thank you, HCSB, for allowing us to do this work because we couldn't do it alone. So thank you. So again, on behalf of Cal State San Bernardino, HCSB, LEAD, Latin Heat, CCAEJ, we are thrilled to share this day with you as we celebrate the life and legacy of Cesar Chavez. And if I may, I want to read an excerpt from the letter of Cesar Chavez when he wrote to Dr. Martin Luther King to talk about intersectionality. And I believe these words today resonate with the current climate we are facing at the moment. So, end quote, "We are winning, but there is still much hard work ahead of us. I hope that you will join our struggle. The simple act of refusing to buy table grapes laced with pesticides is a powerful statement that the growers understand. Economic pressure is the only language the growers speak, and they are beginning to listen. Please boycott table grapes. For your safety, for the workers, and for the children, we must act together. My friends, Dr. King realized that the only real wealth comes from helping others. I challenge each and every one of you to be true disciple of Dr. King, to be truly wealthy. I challenge you to carry on his work by volunteering to work for a just cause you believe in. Consider joining our movement because the farm workers and so many other oppressed peoples depend upon the unselfish dedication of his volunteers, people just like you. Thousands of people have worked for our cause and have gone on to achieve success in many different fields. Our nonviolent cause will give you skills that will last a lifetime. When Dr. King sounded the call for justice, the freedom riders answered the call in droves. I am giving you the same opportunity to join the same cause, to free your fellow human beings from the yoke of oppression. I have faith that in this audience there are men and women and all genders with the same courage and the same idealism that put young Martin Luther King Jr. on the path to social change. I challenge you to join the struggle of the United Farm Workers, and if you don't join our cause, then seek out the many organizations seeking peaceful social change. Seek out the many outstanding leaders who will speak to you this week and make a difference. If we fail to learn that each and every person can make a difference, then we will have betrayed Dr. King's life's work. The Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. had more than just a dream. He had the love and the faith to act, end quote. And I share this because today we are not just gathered to break bread together. We are here to answer a call to action, to end corruption, to fight for human rights, like the right to clean air, right to clean water, housing, high to quality education, a safe environment for all, and so many other human rights. Each of us possess the time, the talent, and the treasure to make a difference. So thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, Anna. Today we honor the incredible contributions of César E. Chávez, a true champion of civil rights and the labor movement. We are reminded that the fight for farm workers' rights and social justice. Your turn? Yes. You sure? Why do I get a little part and you get all that?
You can say more.
Huh?
You can say more.
See, they said that the guys are falling back behind. This is why. This is why. This is why.
Hey, it's Women's History Month, so. ¡Que viva la mujer! All right, this year's theme, telling our stories, our way, our voice, Latino representation in the arts, media, and education, is a powerful reminder of the progress we have made and the work that still lies ahead. It underscores the importance of our narratives and the voices of our community. It is also about representation.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I want to make sure because I'm just going to sit down. Well, more than likely, I'm going to sit down. And let's not forget the impact of your presence here today. The proceeds from this event will benefit Scholars for Dollars Fund, supporting Latino and Chicana students across the Inland Empire. And we have a special moment to celebrate today. We will be honoring an incredible human being today who has paved the way for so many. So stay tuned for that unforgettable presentation. Is that it? You guys really? What?
You're doing great, you're doing great. And of course, I want to take a moment of privilege to recognize a wonderful mentor, public servant, and someone we all call a friend. A heartfelt thank you to Jesse Valenzuela for his tireless efforts in bringing us together. I gotta say, I stopped doing the Cesar Chavez like 2 years ago, was my last one in 2023. And he called me last year, at the end of last year, and was like, Ana, we didn't do a Cesar Chavez breakfast in 24. Can we do one this year coming up? I'm like, yes, Jesse, of course. So here we are. Yes. Thank you, Jesse. We also have very special guests. So we can prompt the slide with our special guest.
Sure? Okay, all right. 3 lines? Are you kidding?
No, you get to say more.
Oh, I get to say more. Be careful, be careful. So we have amazing leaders, role models here today, and I want to thank them for being here. Richard Montañez, the creator of Flaming Hot Cheetos, and one of our board members. Where'd he go? He's here somewhere. He's outside, grabbing some hot Cheetos.
We'll get him right now.
Okay?
We'll get him.
And we are also honored to have Willie G., singer of the Midnighters. Willie. You know, that's how we roll. Finish it. Now as we get started, we invite you to enjoy a beautiful morning filled with inspiration, connection, and celebration. That's it? Yeah. Look get how, you got 2 pages?
Well, you gotta say more about the guests.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, say more.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Careful what you wish for. I'll let Belle Hernandez do the rest of the introductions when she comes up. And we've met Enrique Castillo. Now, a lot of you might not know who Enrique Castillo is, but if you've seen Blood In, Blood Out, he did the Zoot Suit play. He was in Weeds, Sons of Anarchy. Who? Mi Familia? Oh, God, I didn't know. Hey, El Norte, Dr. Avila, good to see you. I didn't see you there. I didn't see you there, sir. And I'll just, as I remember, I'll come back and tell you. Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
But we cannot forget about our amazing elected officials. So here today, you know, those leaders in our communities that make decisions every day that impact our daily lives, those folks. So today we have Dr. Wen Dowdy Rogers from the Board of Education of San Bernardino County. We have from Riverside County, Board of Supervisors, XIII Gutierrez. From the city of Rialto, my city, Rialto, Mayor Joe Baca. Oh, yeah, you can do some.
Jesus, you know, at least let me do the ones I know. You know, I do want to say that Mayor Joe Baca is on our advisory board, so thank you, Mayor, for your advice on our small businesses. But I also want to recognize the Mayor of San Bernardino, Mayor Helen Tran. I also want to recognize another one of our advisory board members, Treasurer Ortiz, City Council member out of San Bernardino. Another one of our advisory board members, Councilman Jesse Sandoval out of the city of Fontana. And his jefa, Fontana, La Mera Mera? Okay. Fontana Unified School District Board member, Mary Sandoval.
We also have Council Member Mario Flores from San Bernardino. And also from Fontana, Mar Cerna, a school board member. And Assembly Member Robert Garcia. An educator. And someone that couldn't make it with us today that needs our prayers daily, the amazing Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes, representing Prince. And then we have from my city, oh, well, that's my city, yeah. Okay.
When I moved to Fontana, Rialto, I'm sorry, when I moved to Inland Empire, Rialto was my first home, so, okay? So, relax.
I've been living there for 29 years, though.
You guys got that on video, right? So, also from Rialto Unified School District, Joseph Martinez. Thank you. Okay. Go ahead, 29 years.
Hey, that's a lot of years. Hey, by the way, I came here as a little girl. So Rialto, okay. I don't have any more cards, so if I didn't call your name, please stand. Oh, Councilwoman Kim Canaz from San Bernardino. And then we have the Chief of San Bernardino. I don't have his name. Anybody else that we forgot? Oh, Assemblymember Lackey. And then we have some important folks too. San Bernardino County Superintendent of Schools representing Ted Alejandre, Norm Nunez. And representing California District 5 from LULAC, Anthony Noriega. And if we forgot anybody,
Yell at her.
please blame my head, not my heart. Oh. Chief Gutierrez. Oh, wait. I have to acknowledge a very special lady in the room, my mother, Ana Bojorquez. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for that amazing lady. And I also have to acknowledge my beautiful sister, Lucy Bojorquez, who's in the room, and my son, Jose Bojorquez, who's here. He is the reason why I got involved in environmental justice, protecting his beautiful lungs. So thank you, son, for being here.
Right there? Okay. All right. Else,
Oh, a few more.
that's on you. That's on you, okay?
Trustee Carlos Aguilera.
Oh. In the meeting,
Oh,
in the meeting.
I did see Dr. Sharina Betters. That's right. I did see her walk in. Did we forget anybody else? Frank. Trustee Frank Reyes.
Who did we forget?
All right. Well, we'll take the cards. Oh, Dan Flores from Colton Joint Unified.
Oh,
Thank you for being here.
also, a special thank you to our sponsors who helped make this event a success. I will start with the ones I know, because if not, I don't want to get yelled at. She was pulling my ear right there. Did you guys see that? We went behind the thing and said, Frank, te portas bien. I'm like, okay, I'll try. I want to recognize someone that's always supported the small business community for probably 19 years and does that without asking anything in return. A small business based out of Rancho, and Rialto. You have a yard in Rialto. Mike Leva with Steve's Towing, thank you. And I also like to recognize McCarthy Builders, Michael Herrera, my vice chair. Also U.S. Bank, Michael Lopez, where are you at? Thank you. Michael Lopez is also on our board. That's how we get that money. It's like, you want to come? And also, Lydia Roman with Southern California Edison. Thank you. Can I do another one? I also want to recognize my two boys, because they remind me, and my granddaughters remind me that I don't work there anymore. Inland Body and Paint Center. And I also want to recognize a dear friend that I called a couple of days ago, and I said, are you going to be there? She goes, I'm sorry, I can't. I'm traveling, but you know what? I'm going to buy a table. That's the folks that I love. Betty Yee, which is running for governor. What can I do? Okay, you can do those, and then you have some of these? Yeah. I can tell you which ones you didn't do. Is that okay?
I got it.
You sure?
I got it.
All right.
All right, we also want to thank Latin Heat, who's led by Bel Hernandez and Enrique Castillo, who helped put together the amazing panelists and all the actors together. So thank you so much for all your support. And of course, Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes. Office of the President of Cal State San Bernardino, thank you, Dr. Tomas Morales. San Manuel Band of Mission Indians. The City of San Bernardino, thank you, Mayor and the team. Assembly Member James Ramos. Then we have Doce Poderes. Dignity Memorial. Colton Joint Unified. San Bernardino Community College District. And a really good dear friend of mine, La Señora La Mera Mera, Rosalena Sagun from Sagun Law. Mayor Baca, thank you, Congressman. Excelsior Charter Schools, thank you. Board of Supervisors from Riverside County. And Congressman Pete Aguilar. And you guys, you want to do the last one?
Oh, yeah, give me something to do. Also, another person that has constantly supported small business, Pete Mendoza with San Bernardino County Purchasing Department. Thank you, Pete, for all your support. Gracias.
All right.
So it's my turn?
So thank you, everybody. So at this time, we got the important folks.
Yeah. Well, you know, as a small business organization, we have 40,000 members throughout the state of California with our affiliates. We represent the interests of all small business, not just in the United States, but globally, because small business is the engine that drives our economy. And our small businesses are community. Our small businesses, the owners and the employees do not get dropped by a UFO. They live, work, and shop in your communities. But we have a small business, which is Andrea's Healthy Food, out of South El Monte, and she was telling me, you know, Frank, I'm thinking about opening up another location. I said, I got you. I said, the Inland Empire is ready. So, Tatiana, where you at? Tatiana is also a Latinissima 2024, but I wanted Mayor Tran. Oh, I guess they're with Richard and everyone. There's something going on outside. But Mario, where's she? Not you, the council member. Council member, Tatiana, make sure you grab her. Be a good addition, Small Business San Bernardino. Mayor, you need to see that. And Jesse, councilman, let's see, we can start a bidding war here. But she is ready. She is looking for another location, so the Inland Empire will be key. So thank you, Tatiana, for all you do in hiring our youth and showing us the way. Gracias.
All right. So at this time, we'd like to introduce our panel moderator for today. We have an amazing panel. Our madrina de honor, Bel Hernandez, if you could make your way up. Followed by an engaging panel discussion featuring distinguished guests, who she will introduce. And so, Frank, you want to introduce Bel?
Bel Hernandez is also the chair of our Arts and Entertainment Committee of the Hispanic Coalition, and a dear friend of mine. Bella? Thank you. It's all yours.
Okay, time to party and get some action going. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will need the podium moved because then everyone over here will not be able to see the wonderful panel that we're about to present. I'd like to bring up first actor, producer, and longtime friend. I didn't forget. Sal Lopez. And fellow folklorista, he's one of the panelists. Come on up. Over there. No, in the second seat. I'll be at the last. Also, I would like to bring producer and director, Christina Nava. Come on up. If you look in your program, you will see a lot of the information of how they've gotten to be where they are in the entertainment industry. Look in your program, read it, amazing credits, and these are Latinos that are representing us and on screen. So I also want to bring up director Patrick Perez. Come on up. Actually, he could sit there and I'll sit here. Patrick can sit there, yeah. I just want to intro a little bit the panel because when we look back in the past 20 to 30 years, it's clear that Hollywood hasn't been the driving force with the rise of Latino stars. It's been Latinos themselves creating opportunities for one another. Filmmakers like Robert Rodriguez paved the way for talents like Salma Hayek, Antonio Banderas, Danny Trejo. Gregory Nava helped launch the career of Jennifer Lopez and Lupe Ontiveros and Constance Marie and a lot of other actresses. And it's Miguel Arteta and many others, director Miguel Arteta, who did a movie called Star Maps. So Latinos have been the ones that have taken a chance on Latino talent in front of the camera because Hollywood would not put them in the roles that they did. So we need to make sure that we acknowledge it's never been Hollywood who have paved the way. It's always been Latinos, bringing up Latinos. And our entertainment trade publication that I started in 1992 was there to cover every step of the way, the exploits and the advances that Latinos were making. And today, yes, we see a shift. There are more films and TV shows about Latinos, written with Latinos, directed by Latinos, and starring Latinos. But this progress didn't happen by accident. It happened because our community recognized that if we don't create our own stories and tell them in our own voice, Hollywood won't do it for us. And that's exactly what our panelists have done. They forged their own paths, told their own stories, and changed the game. So let's dive into how they did that as soon as I move this podium. Whoops. Never mind, I don't know my own strength. Okay. Is this on? Hello, can you hear me? Yes, 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 okay. All right, we have some amazing individuals who have worked in this industry for a long, long time. We're gonna start with Sal Lopez because Sal Lopez and I go back a long way. We were both folkloristas and we got into a wonderful play that's called Zoot Suit that Luis Valdez wrote back in 1978. And from there, Sal also became one of the cast members. And then he went on to work with Stanley Kubrick in a film. And now his career is legendary, as you will see as we go along. But Sal, how did you, you were from Huntington Park, you started doing folklore, and then you got into the play, and then you are now, you got into the Stanley Kubrick. You went to Europe for 4 months to do this play, right? This movie, correct?
Yeah, there was they put out a call for all over the world to look, when he was looking for his cast, and a tape, which back then very few people had video cameras. And I had a friend video me and sent it in, and a year later I got word that he was interested, etc. And that's how I got, but I ended up being there for almost a year, actually.
Oh, a year.
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was a very eye-opening experience for me, from this little Chicano from South Central LA, you know.
So what gave you the courage and the knowledge that you could do this, that you could submit, and although you thought it was a long shot, you're working with one of the most recognized directors. What gave you the courage to go ahead and do it?
I don't know if I was just gumption or brash, or I don't know what it was, but I mean, you know, I come from a background where my how should I say? Now I think a lot of our talent is much more confident, you know, and they're much more empowered. Back then, there wasn't. We were all talking about representation and images. And when I was growing up, there were there weren't that many of us, on TV. And I remember actually watching a PBS production of Los Olvidados. Not Los Olvidados, it was Luis Valdez's, ya, se me olvidó. Se me olvidó Los Olvidados. Vendidos, thank you. And anyway, so I remember back then you had to have a little, it was a little machine that was on top of your TV that you could get Mexican channels, etc. But anyway, so this show comes on and they're speaking Spanish and there's, Chicanos on TV and I go, Amá, mira, están hablando español. It was like such a rarity just to see ourselves. So I didn't have that kind of empowerment, that mentality and in fact, when I first applied to my community college, I went with the intent to major in theater arts, and when I got there, there was they were offering some other, 2-year whatever certificate to get whatever it was. And I got there and I got cold feet and I said, what am I doing? Theater arts. And I didn't do it. And so I wasted a lot of time just spinning my wheels. Eventually, the stroke of luck, etc., I ended up in the business. But my point is that, the new generation coming up, hopefully they don't have to suffer from that syndrome, and they'll be able to see people like Pepe Serna and so many other people on the screen, et cetera, that will inspire them and have that confidence to pursue their dream.
That's right, because we all know if you don't see it, you don't think you can be it. And that was something that our generation suffered from. But, this is going to be streamed to like over 140,000 people. So for people that are not here and who want to get into the business cell, what would you say to an actor that's just starting out? What is the best path? Because your path was not the traditional path, but luckily you were cast in Zoot Suit, and that really launched your career as an actor. So what would you say to people who are, young students who are watching?
The path is what your president has been advocating here, and that is education, and get an education, because that's going to be your base. It's going to help you in every way to pursue whatever you want to pursue, and especially in this field, you have to be, well educated in terms of not just the art form, but the craft, and you have to be very diverse. Learn everything that you can, not just acting, but all the things that go with the industry, because there's so many facets that you can be. That opportunities are there to be hired, not just an actor, et cetera. So that would be my main thing, is to not give up, be tenacious, and be educated. Be prepared for when that opportunity knocks.
And be brave to send in that tape no matter how the odds look, correct?
That's right.
Okay, Patrick. Patrick was born in East LA and was educated at Columbia University, majoring in anthropology while he was performing in New York theater. And he went on to earn his MFA from UCLA graduate film program, and he won a student Emmy for his work. But Patrick, how did you decide? And then you worked as a director, but on TV, on smaller projects. And then you decided that you were going to take matters into your own hands, which is what we need to do. We can't wait for Hollywood to give it to us. So you decided you were going to make a movie. So tell us about that decision, the movie, and how it did.
Thank you, Belle. Yeah, we did go for the education, and still, even just before I answer your question, the demographics when I graduated were clear. The future is a multicultural, Latino-based, dominant future. 1 in every 5 kids in this country, or 4 kids, is Latino. To me, we have to create entertainment for the population of this country, which is a heavily Latino population. So I thought, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, within the next 10 years, we're going to see a sea change in Hollywood. They're going to start telling our stories. Didn't happen, right? I went to UCLA. I did everything I thought that I needed to do to prepare for this Latino wave that never materialized. And so it wasn't until, you know, I got to say, like somebody was saying earlier, you can't climb the mountain and find yourself alone, and you can't become an or join this career alone. You do it in a community. You do it with other like-minded individuals. I know I'm lucky to be married to Cristina Nava, and we're part. And even before we were married, we were part of the Latino theater and film community. We have tons of friends, and we've been doing it since our 20s. And once we were married, and I was working in television, and the opportunities just weren't coming through the traditional route. So Christina and I we bought our first house, and we remodeled the whole house except for one bathroom. It was ugly. It had a blue toilet, a blue bathtub. It was all painted blue, and we were saving our money to remodel that bathroom. And I had just come off a film with Will Ferrell, where I had a great time. I learned a lot. And I went back to the job that I was doing before, which is an editing job for Estrella TV, And I went and asked for a raise, and they said no. And I had been there almost 2 years, and they said no. I said, I'm not coming back then, right? So I went back to Christina, and I was like, we got to do something. We got to change something. And she's like, why don't we make that movie you've been wanting to make? She's like, let's use the bathroom money, the remodel money.
The ugly bathroom
to
money.
do it, the ugly bathroom money. And that was our seed capital for our first film. And that movie is called Lola's Love Shack, and it's a very low budget comedy. We made it for $48,000 all in. That's what we made it for. But until we did that,
That's a nice bathroom.
well, that wasn't the bathroom money. The bathroom money was like 13,000, 15,000, and then we raised the rest from family and friends and people who believed in us. But once we made our first film, people believed that we could do it. They saw the quality of it, and then we started getting opportunities.
But also, as a filmmaker, any independent filmmaker, you don't decide, I'm going to be a filmmaker, and that's all you do. Patrick has done so much. He was also on radio. Tell us about, that's what he used to do, the Chicano Power?
The Pocho Hour of Power with Lalo Alcaraz and Esteban Zul. I was on the show for 10 years, over 10 years, but I was also a television editor, television producer. I worked as a grip and a gaffer, and I was on the radio. And I always tell students and people who want to be in the industry, it's like, yeah, everybody wants to be the director. Nobody wants to be the worker behind the scenes. Nobody wants to carry the C-stands, So I think there is a huge variety of jobs in the film industry. And maybe one day you'll get to direct. But in the meantime, you need to find the thing that pays the bills, that keeps you adjacent to your goal, that keeps you within. Don't lose sight of it. Stay close, but it's most likely not going to be a straight path.
Right. And he's done and produced films with his wife. So I wanted to ask Christina about getting into the business and working with Patrick and you've done all the projects that he's done, because they have a small production company that's already done how many films?
6 films so far.
6 films. That's quite a feat for an independent producer, because you have to raise the money every time and no one's throwing money at you like the big studios. So tell us about how you started the first one, which is this movie, and now you have a movie and several movies that they've produced, and one of them that is currently in distribution, so that we're going to get to that, so that you all can go support, because that's what we need. We need the support of everyone here so that we can keep making movies. But tell us about that entry into the business.
Well, one of the wonderful things about social media, right? At that time, it was like Facebook, we have Instagram, is that we were posting about our movie. And someone was watching what we were doing. So an investor who he was a real estate investor, and he had a dream of doing movies. And he's like, what, you made your movie for how much? And so if I give you X amount of money, you'll go out and make a movie? And that was like 3 times the amount of money that we had. And we're like, oh yeah, if we had that, it would have been so easy. So they were watching us, and we did that movie. Then that budget was triple what we started with before. And because we proved ourselves, then the next movie got us double the other budget. And so little by little, we got to prove ourselves. One of the things that I love about our first movie was that I think that our future and now generation, you all have something that we didn't have readily available. You all have your phones that can capture stories. I think what changed in 2011 when we did that first movie was the access to the cameras. Everything went from film to digital. In that year, and I don't know if you know this, in our Latino, Los Angeles, Chicano community, 9 filmmakers made their movies that year. Richard Montoya, Josefina Lopez, Fanny Valdez, and others. I don't do math, I do writing. But so that was, I think, the difference. And that was, with social media and the access, that's what really gave us the power to greenlight ourselves. And since then, I've seen a lot more of our filmmakers have access. But yes, no one's throwing buckets of money. We're not being greenlit. But somebody out there has money, and they're watching. And, just put your best foot forward, take that camera. They now have 4K. That's incredible. 2K, it's 1080. Some of we deliver on 1080. So that's powerful. Access now gives you the power.
But tell me, your investor was not the big studio. It was Latino.
It was.
Latino support Latinos, because we know how important our stories are.
One beautiful fact, we have a movie, Patrick and I have a movie called Say a Little Prayer. It stars Luis Fonsi. I know we're going to get to it. But this is our 6th film, and this story is written by Nancy de los Santos, she was associate producer for Selena.
Yes, Nancy is amazing.
Yeah, she's incredible.
And she had this story for almost 20 years, and shopping it around to the studios, they did not want to make a movie about Latinas. But go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So 20 years, I started 20 years before, and I wasn't ready. But by the time I met Nancy in 2022, I was already like 4 movies in, I think. So all that to say that at that time, she was like, how are you making your movies? I asked her, do you want me to produce your movie? We cried, yes. And then we went off to get the funding. After all was said and done, we had 13 investors, independent investors. Of those investors, all were Latinos. No. All but one were Latinos. 8 of them were women. And only one of those women was not Latina. So we had over 75% of our investors were Latinos. And that was incredible, because that gave us the opportunity to greenlight this movie that was passed year after year for 20 years, and is now, you can go and watch it tonight on Apple TV or on Amazon Prime. Say a little.
That is quite an accomplishment. Yes, bravo. Bravo to all of them. But we all need to understand that we need to support our movies. We need to support this movie. We need to go watch it. Because before, I used to say in my entertainment publication that we needed to support so they can make more movies about us. Now, I want to say we need to support these stories that were made by Latinos so that Latinos can see themselves and so they can make more money and make more movies. We have the power. Latinos are the #1 film-going audience. Speak and help Latino filmmakers. So tell us where we can see Say a Little Prayer. It's called. By the way, it's a comedy. It's a beautiful rom-com, so go ahead and tell us.
It's on Amazon Prime Video, and Apple TV.
And who's in it?
Luis Fonsi. We have rising stars, Vanessa Vasquez, Jackie Cruz from Orange is the New Black, Vivian Lamoli. Now, one of the things that Patrick and I like to do, you want to talk about how we elevate our stars because we don't have our Selma Hayeks and...
Sure, but
they're making the next Selma Hayek.
Exactly.
Through their films.
Yeah, well, let me just say we also have Angelica Maria, La Novia de Mexico. We have Chris Kattan in it. We have Tatanka Means, the Native American brother who's in it. We're writing inclusive inclusive stories about us, and not as stereotypes. You know, us as three-dimensional people who are lovers, doctors, lawyers, friends. You know, we are not doing cholos and gangbangers and maids and gardeners, you know, and there's nothing wrong with any of that.
There's already too many of those.
Yeah, but you know, when there's three movies that are known, you know, for Latinos, they can't all be gang stories. You know what I mean? So we need to create not just our stories, but we need to empower the next generation to do their stories, and we need to have so many stories that we can't even say them in one breath, right? So that's just what we have to do. That's the work in front of us. The wave hasn't materialized, but hey, it's growing, it's still growing, and we have to push that forward because no one else is gonna do it, you know?
But we need your support. We need you to go out and watch this movie. Because if they make money, we have more stories. We have countless of stories to tell that have not been told because Hollywood has said no. But now we as a community can get those stories told.
Can I add that, like, to that one of the reasons that Hollywood is not greenlighting the movies is because they will say, well, Latinos don't go watch movies with Latinos in them. Or, you know, and so it was said, put your money where your story is, right? Like, we need to support them because that shows them, you know, these people who greenlight. Yes, we do show up for each other. We do watch these stories. We want movies that are not just narco movies and gangbanger movies and shoot 'em ups.
Go ahead.
Okay, just the call to action.
Yes.
Make a date night. This is a rated PG-13 film. The kids could be in the room. Rent it on Amazon Prime. It's available for rent or purchase. We haven't made our streaming sale yet. The more people rent and purchase, the more they see that everybody wants to see this film, the better position we're going to get in the carousel when you go look for movies. The more value it's going to have to the streamers. If Netflix is going to offer us, you know, we want this film to succeed. So there's two things. Go home, make a date night, go watch it. It's called Say a Little Prayer. And number two, write a review, you know, if you like it. If you don't write a review. No.
And speaking about movies and making your own movie with your own sensibilities, because when Hollywood makes movies about Latinos, sometimes they get it so wrong. So it's up to us to, like the topic of this conference, is to make our movies in our own voice for our community and for every community, because our movies haven't been out there. They're so rich that all communities will like them if they're promoted well. But I wanted to go to Cel, because Cel, as part of the Latino Theater Company, they have a movie, and it's just right now doing the festival circuit, which means it's showing at festivals. But it was made so long ago, and they waited because of issues, but it is now it's in the festival circuits. But tell us about making your movie and how it's the story is wonderful and how you're going to get it out there so that you all support when you hear about this movie.
Well, first of all, it was an adaptation from a play that was written from my colleague. The Latino Theater Company members are at this table. They are Jeff Rivas, Lucy Rodriguez, Evelina Fernandez, who was the writer, and artistic director Jose Luis Valenzuela, who directed the film. The film is called Mo. It's an independent film that we made it ourselves, and it took us a long time to get it to finish it because obviously funds, etc. We finally finished it, believe it or not, 18 years later, and so we look very different. My hair's dark. But it's still very relevant. It's a great film, and it is doing the festival circuit right now. Hopefully we'll find distribution. It's a beautiful movie, so keep an eye out for it. The name of it is called Mo.
But this is how Latinos have been making films. We have to raise our own monies for the films, and sometimes it's Latinos supporting our films because they get it. And were your investors mostly Latino, or did you have any other monies?
Yeah, the name of the investors are Jeff Rivas, Sal Lopez, Lucy Rodriguez. It's us. I mean, we produced it, you know, along with a lot of favors called on to our community, to friends, etc. we did it ourselves, with the generosity of many of the people who wanted to be part of this project. It's a passion project. It's beautiful, again, as I said, so remember the name. Mo, hopefully will get distribution and you'll be able to see it.
So traditionally, Hollywood has, if independent producers go to them and they're people of color, in this case Latinos, they go, no, I just don't see someone as a lawyer and it's a Latino. Or they just have the power to say no. So what we've done as Latinos in the industry is that we're gonna go to our friends, we're gonna go to our families, and we're gonna raise the money however we can, and we're gonna make our movies. And that's how we are getting ahead in Hollywood. Sure, now you see more television shows, now you see more movies, but it's been done by our community, and we ask for all our community to watch the films, to post about the films, because we are the #1 film-going audience. We're at like 29%. So we support all the big Hollywood movies. I want to make a call to action to everyone here to tell everybody we need to support the independent films. Please follow their films. You're on social media, and please post and go watch, because if we're gonna have a big presence in Hollywood, it's because we're gonna do it. And we have the power, we have the buying power, $3.7 trillion. So let's show that. Whenever you see that, we need your help as independent filmmakers. Correct?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So tell us again, where are we gonna find your film?
So it's on Amazon Prime and Apple TV.
Video on demand. It's not streaming, so you have to rent it. So it's all, what is it, $3.99 or something? If you don't have time to watch it, just rent it and leave it running. because they track how many hours somebody watches it. If they turn it off halfway through, they know that. So leave it on. Okay, and you can follow us on social media. It's called sayalittleprayer.com
Say a Little Prayer, the movie.com. Instagram is Say a Little Prayer Film. On Facebook, it's Say a Little Prayer.
Well, we have a trailer for you. So let's watch Say a Little Prayer. Is that the first one that's queued up? Is that the one? Okay, so let's take a look. It's the first Latina rom-com in 20 years. Because the first Latina rom-com was done by the Latino Theater Company like 25 years ago, and it was called Luminarias. But let's watch Say a Little Prayer. Are we ready?
$3,000. That is a down payment on a minivan. This is when I take my boots off.
To your great booty. Beauty.
Amen. Nothing beats a picnic by the river.
When you see a painting and you have that connection with the artist, it's magic.
Who has seen the movie? Who has seen the movie? Raise your hands. Okay, please, everyone, go see this movie. It's wonderful. Tell us a little bit about how you put it together and who supported it. Or you already did.
I do want to mention that there's a cameo in there with Mr. Pepe Serna, our guest. So he got to act opposite Angelica Maria. You were fabulous.
There was a saying in Hollywood, and still is a saying, that if Pepe's in your movie, you're going to succeed, because Pepe has done a lot of wonderful cameos in a lot of movies, and it's wonderful, and he's been in so many movies, and you're going to watch him in these. Right now, Mo is in the festival circuit, correct?
And Pepe's in it.
And Pepe is in it. So how hard was it to get, in your case, Say a Little Prayer, how hard was it to get your investors? And then you went a different route, get Latino investors.
So Nancy de los Santos had been saving her money. She raised about $20,000.
She's the writer.
She's the writer, yes, and she helped produce this as well. So we took that money, and she was going to actually take the $20,000 and buy herself an iPhone 15, I think, back then, or 13, which had and she was going to shoot it on her on her phone. And then when she brought me on, I was like, we're not doing that, Nancy. So we took the 20,000 and we went to Texas. And she had an army of people behind her ready to support. I mean, after 20 years, everyone was rooting for her to do this. So we met with
Side
them.
note, because she was the producer of Selena, and they shot Selena in San Antonio.
Oh, good point. And so we went there, and we went for 4 days, and she with the help of a lawyer there who was a friend of hers, we had a whole slew of interviews, and we went there, and we had our package ready. We had all our materials, because you have to have accredited investors, people who can actually afford it, not anyone who's, taking out their 401k. Yeah. And so we went there, and when we came back, after 4 days, we had half of the budget for the movie raised, which was about $500,000. And then, Patrick, you want to talk about how you raised the other half?
Sure. I mean, yeah, we raised it pretty quickly, but it really came through because Nancy had so many people who believe in her and have faith in her. And she's such a wonderful woman if you know her. She's an energy and a spark of light and really a benefit to this community. Such a passionate supporter of so many others. When you spend your life supporting others, people are ready to support you. And she got, Edward James Olmos was the first name that came on as executive producer. And then we got Luis Fonsi to sign on as the lead actor. Once we had that, then the fundraising became easy. So easy-ish. It was still difficult, but they went to Texas and were able to raise half the funds. Some of the funds came from family members, friends of mine. I was able to go out and raise the other half of the funds. And within, from the first meeting that Christina had, we were shooting the film
9 months later.
9 months later.
Which
we
is
were on
crazy.
set.
Yeah.
That's speed of light.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
Yeah. And Sal, we have a video of Sal, because Sal has been in so many projects that I know you've seen. American Me. She's been in The Devil Has a Name, in El Chicano, Superman, Astronaut Farmer, Beverly Hills Chihuahua. He has a long career in the industry, and he does a lot of theater at the Latino Theater Company. But right now you have a project, and you gave us the video. Can you set up he's working on 3 projects. Tell us about the 3 projects, and then the video that you sent that we're gonna show.
Well, I have a movie that's coming out called Atropia with Ali Shawkat and Callum Turner, etc. And then I have
the Ben Affleck movie?
Yeah, there's another movie called R.I.P. with, it's a Ben Affleck, Matt Damon film. And anyway, I don't want to go through all my stuff.
But we want to show a clip. So the clip that we're going to see.
There's a movie that's streaming right now with Danny Trejo. It's pretty cool. It's called 7 Cemeteries. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, can we roll that one? 7 Cemeteries.
Seven Cemeteries, yeah. It's pretty fun.
That's it? No special words?
Ouch.
I'm back!
Yep, dead as disco.
Let's finish this. You told me to get some help. This is what I got. Save this lady's farm, job's done.
Time to do God's work, brother. Whatever the hell that means.
He has a posse.
How many?
700 total. Kill him. I'll take care of this. I swear. Hey, come on!
Yay. An action-packed movie, you gotta see it. Where can they see it, Sal?
You can stream it. I think you have to pay for it as well. You can rent it anyway. and on Amazon, and I don't know what the other, but Amazon you can get it. Anyway, it's a lot of fun.
It's very important to support our artists, our producers, directors, and writers. And it's one of the things that has worked for the African American community, because people say, oh, they're so far away from where we are. They've done, and everybody supports their movies. We need to do the same. It's instead of this habit of social media, of tearing down something just because you can, and really it is sometimes just because you can. So these are films that need to be supported. But let's go a little bit to the background of how he started making movies with the Lola's Love Shack, right? So what made you go through that? Because making a film is really hard. And you went through all that and you still said, we're going for the next one.
Well, I always wanted to make movies, and I thought, this is how, for myself, this is how I could make an impact on Latino representation. I was always interested in many things, like politics and other things, but I thought with media, this is where most people get their ideas of who we are, especially people who don't live in the Southwest of the United States. They have no idea who we are except through representations and portrayals. So I thought this is just such important work, and this is how I could live a meaningful life. So I started, and I early on read Robert Rodriguez's Rebel Without a Crew, and his advice is, if you want to do it, just pick up a camera and start doing it. And that's exactly what I did. When I graduated college, I bought a camera, I started making movies right away. So before I ever made a feature film, I made about 16 short films. So I was practicing and practicing and practicing. And and also then after film school, I got jobs in television. So I did it professionally, I did it independently. And Christina and I, at the time, she was working as a teacher, and I was working in TV. And we literally would do nights and weekends, every night, every weekend. We'd work on pushing the mission forward a little bit, the project forward a little bit. Our mantra was like, if we do one thing a day, we'll get there. If we secure lunch for a day, if we cast an actor, if we get a deal closed for somebody to fund, if we did one thing per day, we can get there. And that's what we did, and we did get there. We made this film, and Lola's Love Shack, we're going to be re-releasing it soon. It's a lot of fun. I wrote it with Esteban Zul, my co-host on the Pocho Hour of Power, and a hilarious creative comedian. But it was really the mantra and the ethic of doing it ourselves, of finishing one small thing per day, because it is daunting and intimidating, right? It's like moving a mountain. It's very, very difficult to make a film, but not if you break it down into small pieces and you have a team around you. You also got to build that team.
Well, Latino filmmakers are small businesses. Directors, producers, actors, we're all small businesses, because once a movie is over and you're getting paid, you're looking for the next film. So we have to do our own advertising. We have to get our own pictures and pay for that. So we essentially are small businesses. And that is why the Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses has an Arts and Entertainment Committee. How do we address small businesses? How do we provide tools that they can use? Cel started out, in his artistic career, started out as a dancer. He's an actor. He added producer. What else other titles have you added? And why can you be successful at all? And what else? Playwright, and he's a playwright. So, we in the entertainment industry, we do so much because we need to, because nobody's saying, here, have some money so you could do your film. So tell us about diversifying so much, your person, by doing so much, not just an actor. He also does theater, and he does movies, and does TV. So tell us about diversifying.
I think that's what you have to do in this industry in particular, because if you're not working at one, maybe you're qualified to do something else. You can do voice work. There's so many aspects of just acting that you can be involved in. But in our industry, we need everybody. But what we need more than anything else is really people in position to finance and writers. We really need more writers. We need to tell our stories, because that's really where it starts. Is you get passionate behind a project when the project is good, when you see it on the paper. That's when you say, oh yeah, let's do this movie. It doesn't matter how, we have to do this film because it's about us. And I think that's where it starts. And I would encourage anyone, who wants to do a movie, who wants to be part of the business, be part of telling our stories, is to write it. And there's so many. Everyone here in this room has a story. And so that's what we need. And we have beautiful stories to tell about ourselves. So that's where I think we need to nurture, and we need to put that out there. Start, just write, doesn't matter,
And I wanted to ask Christina, as the only woman on stage, how hard is it being a woman? How much harder is it? Do you find sexism plays a part in your world?
So I think it's not necessarily a yes or no answer. I think that yes, there are challenges, and I think what I discovered in the last year was that I think that there are different styles of leading, right? And as a mother, when I became a mother, I discovered a whole other power, right? Like the multitasking was like a thing that just kicked in. And as a multitasker, I found like, wow, that really helped as a producer. And so now I tend to produce like a mom. But bringing that in, it's different, I do feel some men lead differently. Women tend to lead in committee, or what I learned this new vocabulary last week. It's communal leadership. We tend to go to our comadres or anyone. It's like best idea. And that's a generalization, but that's what this last year, Nancy and I had a very, I married a feminist. And so, in the last year, we were in the last 2 years, we were the three-legged stool that does not topple. That's a line from the movie. Three-legged stool that does not topple. And so, there were two women that Patrick had to deal with. So we talked about the different styles, not deal with, but work with. We talked about the different styles because it is pretty slow. It was a slower way of working, but it was really effective because we didn't rule out any idea. And I think that sometimes that can be a difference, in a work environment. But I do think it's harder. It's hard to work with other people. People bring their baggage to the table. So yeah, at times if they're, it's predominantly dominated by men. Yep. The industry is dominated by men. So of course, when the different voice, a higher pitch voice, a different perspective, a multitasking, there's bound to be clashes. And so we just have to really be aware of that. And it was a little shocking, I think, in the last year. We dealt with some outside of the movie, but dealing with some, I was like, it really is 2025, we're still dealing with this? But it's just.
What is this?
Well, that you're, that we're talking about tone, or we're talking about these things that.
So women communicate differently than men.
Yeah, we communicate, and I'm like, really? He said the same. It's strange that we're still dealing with it. But if I know that I need to check myself, I check myself 100 times a day to see, okay, how could I have done better? So that's what everyone should be doing. And I hate to just say it, but that yes, we're still dealing with sexism, but I think it's, even now we have to support women, because the narrative politically is so against us now, bombarding us on a daily basis, that we actually have to make a conscious effort to block that voice, and because you all have a mother, some of you have sisters, and so we need to support them because they gave us birth, they gave us life. They gave us life.
Yes.
And so there's power in that. I probably read because it's just like to to say these things is, very, I feel raw, but we are mothers. We were given life through women, and to oppress them and suppress them it's just not, it's not cool, man.
And that is a Women's Month message because it's
not cool,
needed.
man.
But I would like to see if, do you have time for a couple of questions? Okay, we have 2 questions, and I know it's always hard for you to get the courage to come up and ask that question. But do you have a question about being a director, being a producer, promoting the film? Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Hello, Angela Wilkinson. I have a question for Sal Lopez. You mentioned about being a dancer. What type of dancer were you?
I dance ballet folklorico.
Very good.
Yeah, Mexican
Thank
folk
you.
dance.
And I also have one other comment to make, that you're absolutely right. We have to, as parents, I know my grandchildren, I have Latino and Latina, and the way, when it came for me, when Roots came out, my parents made me sit in front of the television and watch it, and no matter how difficult it was. And I think we need to do that with our generations coming up too as well. Thank you very much, you all.
Hi, my name is Yari Archilla. As a Latina, I know, as you said, there is not many Latinos in the industry. My nephew wants to study acting and theater. What's your recommendation for younger Latinos that are pursuing, their careers in the acting film industry?
Go to school, learn the craft, and try to be versatile in everything, and start writing, because you can write your own movie.
And I also wanted to add something, because I was an actress and became an actress because of Zoot Suit. But I also did a conference for young kids, because the mothers were going, we want our kids to be in film and TV. And so I said, let's do a conference for kids. And all these people came, and some from out of town, and they sat there, and we told them what they needed to do, and they didn't do it. Because it is a hard business, and even when you enter, you can't push your kids if they don't want to do it. But when you enter, let them know it's work. It's not just being on camera. It's a lot of work. And people think that Hollywood actors and producers and directors, oh, it's cool to hear who they hung around with, but we're trying to show the guts. It's hard. It's a hard business, and we need the support of the audience, of our community, because it'll make it easier to get more money and make more films.
Can I add that by also go to school, like education, there are also programs that kind of will be free, like acting classes. There's a place called Casa 0101, and that's where what's his name, Cholo from the Blue Beetle?
Cholo Madrileño? Madrileña.
From the Blue Beetle, he came from, he acted and took classes at Casa 01, which was a local theater that gave classes. So find them. We had Plaza de la Raza in LA, but I'm sure there's so many here. And
theater was actually founded by the woman who wrote Real Women Have Curves. How many people have seen Real Women Have Curves? Okay, this was a play by a woman. She was a young woman, Josefina Lopez, from the high school, LA County High School of the Performing Arts. She wrote it as a play. It became a movie, and it is now going to open on Broadway later this April. So yes, there's a lot that she founded that theater, and it's in East LA. It's in Boyle Heights to help actors in that community, to say you can do it if you want, and if you want to put in the work. So basically, put in the work, and then you will succeed.
Belle,
I wanted to say the same thing. Just as a director, the people who we cast are the people who put in the work. Everybody wants to be a star, but nobody wants to do the work, right? So the people who have a lot of student films, and you got to build that resume. Show that you really want it, and you will get the chance. That's what I would say.
Okay, we have one more question.
We have one more question. Oh,
Oh, we have a tiny mighty question over here real quick.
The Latino Theater Company also provides a conservatory every summer, free of charge, for kids from, is it 14 to 17? 14 to 17, and we teach them all aspects. They can learn behind the scenes theater, acting, writing, etc. And this is something that we provide for free. We get scholarships. Look into it. The Latino Theater Company, we have a website. Check us out. And we provide that. We've been providing that for several years now. It's a very successful program. People out there end up working for our theater or moving on to be. In fact, several of our students have gone on to be successful. One of them was a writer who created. What was the name of the show? Netflix. Hentify.
Is that
Hentify.
Oh.
Hentify. Etc.
We have one question from a young lady.
How long does it take to make a movie?
How long does it take to make a movie?
20 years. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. No, honey, you have to, once you write the movie, it could take anywhere from, if it's like a feature film, it could take anywhere. The last one has taken about 2 years to make. And that was really fast. But with independent filmmaking, it is a little bit faster. Most of our movies have taken about 2 years to complete, 2 or 2.5. And that's because when you're independent, you don't want to waste time. So you just get it. Independent is not a studio. Like, it won't be Hulu or Netflix. They take a little longer to make as well. So about 2.5 years, but you pick up your phone and get started.
I think we have a little actress ready.
Because I want you to tell them where they can find you on Instagram or on your website. Go down the line and please write it down if you're interested in finding out more about what we spoke about.
Our company is called Migrant Filmworks, and we love doing internships and having young people come and learn the filmmaking process. But you can find me personally at Pat Perez World on Instagram, at Pat Perez World, and yeah, that's it.
You can come and see some of our work for the Latino Theater Company. We have actually 2 plays that are going to be opening soon. One is called Just Like Us, that deals with the DACA students. It's an amazing play. You can go to the Latino Theater, what is it? The LATC.org. Right? The Latino Code. What?
The Latino Theater Company is LatinoTheaterCO.com. Okay, and the theater company is where they do the plays, and the space is LATC.com? Org. LATC.org, okay?
Okay, you can find me on Instagram at I am Christina Nava. There's no H in my name, and it starts with a C. Christina.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for coming out and doing this panel. Follow them, support, and we'll see you at the movies. Y que viva Frank Montes.
All right, thank you so much. Another round of applause to our panelists. And shout out to Willie G Music. Woo! No, say. We're gonna walk over. All right, now the moment we've all been waiting for. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready?
Bella, where'd you go? Belle?
Belle, we need you. What an inspiring panel and conversations. It shows that we cannot take progress lightly. We need to support independent films. Thank you, Belle, for an amazing panel. Thank you. Okay. So now we're gonna keep our madrina de honor to bring an amazing guest. And Frank, you're gonna stay on. And let's all stay tuned for an amazing presentation. Madrina?
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for staying. This is such a wonderful event, and there's so much love for the person you're going to see honored. As we said before, I am the chair of the Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses Arts and Entertainment Committee, of which Pepe is a wonderful, valued member. And the presentation you just saw was put together by our committee, and also the video you see it was put together by another member, Karina Noel Castillo. And this is we're excited to have been part of this event. And for now, it is my honor to introduce and describe the first ever Pepe Serna Lifetime Achievement Award. Yes. HCSB created this award earlier this year to honor its namesake, Pepe Serna. This prestigious award will be given annually in perpetuity to honor individuals who possess Pepe Serna-like attributes, qualities, and commitment to community, and who have made significant contributions to the Hispanic and other diverse small business communities. You will hear more about Pepe Serna and his lifetime achievements from his dear friend, David Damian Figueroa, when he presents the award. During David's remarks, I want you to listen closely for the following words or phrases, because basically these words describe the criteria for this award. Love of familia, passion and a zest for life, successful business owner, commitment to community and country, creativity and extraordinary talent, inspirational speaker and educator, trailblazer and pioneer, humanitarian, and a life well lived. At this time, I invite David Damon Figueroa to present the award.
Thank you, Belle, and thank you, Frank. Let me see here. This is kind of crooked. There you go. So the award that Belle just described is an award I feel that maybe she should be receiving at some point as well, because those are all the attributes that Belle has. And Belle is truly the godmother of Chicano Hollywood, absolutely. And most of us received our first write-ups in Latin Heat magazine. And if you've received your first write-up in Latin Heat magazine, if you're in the entertainment industry, raise your hand. Yep, right here. And it was because of her. And it's also appropriate because I have something I want to promote as well. And I grew up in Yuma, Arizona, and I grew up in the place where Cesar Chavez was born and where he died. And Richard Chavez, Cesar's brother, was a mentor of mine and my husband Jimmy's. And Richard is the one who created the eagle, the black eagle, and he was also from Yuma as well. And so we were very honored to know him, the late, great Richard E. Chavez. And of course, Dolores Huerta, who is our madrina when we got married at Maldef, Jimmy and I. So she was the one that stood up for Jimmy. And I worked in the fields from the age of 8 to 18. And it's shaped who I am today, the stories we had, the hard work. We didn't grow up as migrant workers up and down California, around the country. We grew up as migrant workers from Yuma into Gila Bend, Buckeye, Marana out of Tucson, and then Wilcox. And we would do those on the weekends and summers and things like that. So it is a real honor to not only be here for Cesar Chavez's Memorial Day, but also April 10th is Dolores Huerta Day in California, so we can't forget that as well. But we're here for Pepe Serna, who is a very, very dear friend, and I know that there's some people that have known Pepe a lot longer than I have. But I'll share a quick story, and many of you probably already heard it. But I first met Pepe when I was a male vocalist, a grand male vocalist, or grand finalist on Star Search. And it was 1990. It was 1990, and Pepe was one of the judges. And so was Rosie Perez, and I can't remember the agent's name. But you know, you go to the last two, and you know, you think you might have a chance to win. Well, I lost because of Pepe. Pepe voted against me. That's a true story. Yeah, it's a very true story. I lost. I could have been somebody, you know? Could have been somebody very, but and I'll tell you another part of that. Pepe had invested in the record company of my opponent, and that's why I lost. So, and now I'm going to read this. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and friends, I stand before you today with immense joy and pride to present the inaugural HCSB Pepe Center Lifetime Achievement Award. This award is not just a celebration of achievements, it's an acknowledgement of a life well lived. It recognizes a true pioneer, an extraordinary talent, an unwavering beacon of hope for all of us. Pepe Serna is not merely a name, but a testament to what it means to dream big, transcend boundaries, and uplift those around him. Take a moment to think about the journey of this remarkable man. Pepe is the embodiment of everything we aspire to be, from his groundbreaking work as an actor, artist, writer, producer, and director, also an author, to his role as a successful business owner and a dedicated Marine Corps veteran. His contributions to our community and the world are legendary. He has blazed trails for Hispanics, I would say Latinos too, and Latinos in the arts and the entertainment industry, leaving a legacy that will inspire future generations to come. But beyond his professional accolades, what truly sets Pepe apart is his unwavering spirit, his zest for life. Every morning he greets the day with enthusiasm, and he challenges us all to strive to do our best, see the beauty in every challenge, and embrace each opportunity with open arms. And I would just share a real quick story about Pepe. Pepe and Diane have one of the most beautiful homes I've ever been to or ever have had dinner in or slept in. It's just an amazing experience to be in their home. And so I kind of modeled our homes after that. And Pepe said, David Damien, make your house a place so when you wake up in the morning you say, wow, I live here. So that's the kind of house that Pepe Serna has. Pepe's ability to inspire is perhaps his greatest gift, whether through a heartfelt conversation, a motivational speech in a school, or simply by being the incredible human being he is. He encourages individuals of all ages to embrace their potential, like me, rise above adversity and pursue their dreams with relentless passion. His philosophy, what we affectionately call Pepified, Serenified, Certified, is a call to action to challenge ourselves, break down the barriers that limit us, and build a legacy of self-worth and excellence. It's also crucial to recognize the heart that fuels Pepe's incredible journey. His love for family, especially his beloved wife, Diane, serves as a beautiful reminder that surrounding ourselves with love and support enables us to even greater paths. Every interaction with Pepe leaves us richer in spirit and in mind, a lesson in artistry, resilience, and companionship. He once shared, "I am a better artist, a better husband, and a better man for having Diane in my life." These words reflect on only Pepe's profound impact on those close to him, but also how he elevates everyone fortunate enough to cross paths with him. Even migrants crossing the border while in Arizona is one of the deadliest land crossings in the world, where I currently live and work. Pepe is the father I wished I had growing up, a brother that God brought to me, and the friend every one of us should have. Envy, jealousy, and gossip are not part of his life. Pepe, with your guidance and your belief in me, I became a filmmaker. I became a film producer and director, a poet, a muralist, and an author, and now a touring public speaker, and most importantly, a humanitarian. I'm genuinely grateful to you for believing I could branch out independently, create my own space, and develop my intellectual property. You are the ultimate motivational speaker. You inspired me to grow, create, and to expand my life. Your light is brighter than ever as you fight cancer. Once again, with grace, courage, and positivity. You will prevail as your greatest achievements are yet to come, brother. I'd like to share a story about Pepe. He is also from Corpus Christi, and Corpus Christi is rich with talent. It's the home of Pepe Serna, the home of Selena, Johnny Canales, Farrah Fawcett, some of you may remember her, Lou Diamond Phillips, and Eva Longoria. So today we celebrate my dear friend, our dear friend, Pepe Serna, for his past achievements and the bright future he continues to shape. The HCSB, Pepe Serna Lifetime Achievement Award, is a tribute to his legacy, a call to all of us to embody the values, passion, and commitment he has demonstrated magnificently. And let us honor Pepe, a true inspiration, and embrace the call to become Pepified, Sernified, certified in our own lives. Now I call attention to the screen where we'll see some clips of the great Pepe Serna.
An actor, a visionary, a pioneer. Pepe Serna has spent over 5 decades breaking barriers and bringing unforgettable characters to life on screen.
You want it, Artie? You got it.
But Pepe's legacy is more than just the roles he's played. It's about the doors he's opened, the stereotypes he's shattered, and the next generation of Latino artists he's inspired. Beyond the screen, Pepe is an artist in every sense of the word. His passion for painting, storytelling, and mentoring has touched countless lives. His workshops aren't just about acting. They're about empowerment, about showing others that their stories, their voices, and their dreams are worth telling. Ask anyone who's worked with Pepe, and they'll tell you the same thing. He's more than an actor. He's a leader, a friend, and a force of nature.
I gotta say, Pepe, it's been an honor to have worked with you a couple of times these past few years. You know, I've been a fan for a long time, and you know that. Big hug to you and your beautiful wife. Enjoy your company tonight. It's very well deserved.
I was very blessed to work on a film with Pepe, The Lights Go Out. I stepped out of film for a while until a chance meeting with Pepe changed my life, and I'll be forever grateful. Thank you, Pepe.
I can't thank you enough for treating my family so kind and being one of my best friends. I feel like I've known you a lifetime, and driving you around to different events and hearing all the stories and letting me share my stories with you. You've been like a mentor to me. I always think, what would Pepe say? What would Pepe do? And it's made me a better person.
He has done so many things to help other people in the arts and entertainment industry. And it is because of that that HCSB is so proud to name this award the HCSB Pepe Serna Lifetime Achievement Award. And we are even prouder to present it to its namesake, Pepe Serna. Pepe, felicidades, mi amigo. Te quiero mucho.
Every time we talk, you speak from your heart and you're so authentic, and I really appreciate every word, every uplifting word. And I just want to say that you definitely deserve this Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations.
Pepe, your legacy encompasses what, blah, 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 decades of work, incredible work, your tenacity and your great enduring spirit is what really connects with a lot of people. Your tribute is endemic of relationships that you've built over the years, your dedication to your craft and your friends, and your dedication to your spouse, Diane, which is an incredible relationship that stands as a testament to the endurance of love, which is what we have for you. We love you, Pepe, and we wish you the best of health and much more continued success.
Much love.
Pepe, first let me start off by congratulating you on being the recipient of the first ever HCSB Lifetime Achievement Award. I can't think of anyone more deserving than you. You have been a friend of mine for many years. You have guided me through some of the most difficult challenges in my life, and has taught me to love life, has taught me to love everything that life has to offer, and to always smile, and to be an inspiration to the people in front of you, and next to you, and behind you. The HCSB thanks you for all your support and time that you have given to us, and made us all better people. Made the HCSB a better organization. Thank you for just being who you are and pepifying everyone that you come in contact with. Again, mi hermano, felicidades y que Dios te bendiga.
Pepe Serna, a storyteller, a mentor, a legend.
That's a beautiful video. Let's give a round of applause to the people who created that beautiful video. And I'd like to plug something else as well real quick. Life is Art, Pepe Serna is on Apple, and it's on Amazon, and I'm very proud to be the executive producer of that film, the documentary. And before we introduce Pepe, I'd like to introduce Frank Montez, who is the chair of your coalition. He's going to actually present the award.
You guys want to present this? Well, let's wait. Well, everyone, say hello to my little friend, Pepe Serna.
I would sing, but I can't. Thank you so much, Frank, HCSB, the board members, all the members, and San Bernardino. And it's been great to move down here to the Coachella Valley. I've been here now for about. This year will be 19 years since we first bought apartments in Palm Springs and then got our house. But it's been amazing to be here. And Steve Figueroa
who's an advocate for the disenfranchised. And that's what I would like to think of myself as when you see me running the workshops. That's the greatest joy I get. My producer said that I have to speak into the microphone so that you can hear me. Orale. I just started 7 years ago. But anyway, it's been incredible. And I have so many, first the 5 directors that I've worked with that are here: Patrick, Johnny, Ken, please stand up, Jose Luis Valenzuela from the teatro, and then there was one more. Who's the other director? Oh, Luis Reyes, that directed my documentary. So all of this, you heard them before up here talking about how they did it and what to do, but how we did it has nothing to do with anything. Because if you don't take the baton, if you don't watch Say a Little Prayer, and then after you see Say a Little Prayer, I'm going to let you watch them first, because it's about women, and I love women, especially 1. 2, 3, my great-grandmother, my mother, and my mother now. They took me to my wife's door within the first 24 hours of landing in Hollywood. They took me to my wife's door. You talk about luck, man. And es gringa, pero más mexicana. When you see the documentary, you'll see what I mean. Pero women are all the same, mandonas. And you know what? You know what? That's who I learned from. My aunts were sweeter. One was sweeter than the next. But the ones that were married to the brothers, eran cabronas. Porque tenían su voz. They have their own voice to speak up, and that's what we need. And the young ladies over here all in white, could you please stand up? Because this is our future. The young women, the women are the future of what we have to celebrate. And thank you all very much for coming. And I want you to make your mother watch my documentary and say a little prayer, because both are good to watch. But I'm going to tell you, it's really a shame, because the first movie, the Luminarias, that was done is really, really brilliant that the theater did. It was just incredible. And I hope to get it back under the stewardship of the company so that they can put it out there again, because it's a classic. And another classic thing, they do theater year-round. This is the most important theater, Latino theater group, not only in California, but the United States and probably the world, the longest lasting. I mean, that goes a long way, because Eddie Olmos is not here to say so. I'm going to say the world, because that's what Eddie Olmos would say. And the world, and the universe, forget about the world, you know. And anyway, well, I was just going to go left, but I didn't. Anyway, but every Christmas, before Christmas, I have a Christmas, and I'm sure, how many of you have been to see La Virgen de Guadalupe but the theater group, with the theater group? Okay, Sal, can you please come up here for just a second? Come on, come here. I don't have that much time, so come up.
I think they've seen enough of me today.
No, they haven't. But they haven't.
But you got to tell them we're going to be doing a movie together.
Well, that's what I wanted you to say. Now you can go sit down. No, yeah, we're going to be in Spain, con el favor de Dios. You know, in maybe June, July. It's going to be great. But and this was a movie that was supposed to have been done like 9 years ago, but was going to say something of P. Trump stopped it back then. But no, but going back to La Virgen de Guadalupe, can you please sing the song that you sing?
Oh my gosh.
No, just please, just because it's so fun, you know, sing the song. You're my favorite singer.
Jeez, I don't. Now I can't even remember it.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Jesucristo predicaba la humildad, enseñándole a sus hijos la hermandad, su amor sincero y palabra brotaban desde su alma. Por predicar el amor lo hicieron azotar. Al Sanedrín aquel Judas lo vendió. Poncio Pilato las manos se lavó. Ensangrentado y cansado, burlado y coronado, aquella cruz de madera lo hicieron cargar. All right, it goes.
Beautiful, man. And he's just got such a beautiful voice. And that's, this is something that we're missing out on that has been there. How long has the theater been there? 30 years? 40 years. Oh my gooseness. like that's what Kiki used to say when we did the Roosters. Oh my gooseness. Yeah, it's a phenomenal thing where Evelina Fernandez, the great writer that played Eddie Olmo's girlfriend in American Me, there, and Jose Luis, who was a professor at UCLA in drama, and then all these group of friends that we've been around for forever, and we were all kind of like we came here, all of us, you know. And the one thing that I want you to understand is to look around your own table. See, you are who we are. You're giving me this great honor, but my honor has been that I knew I was doing this since I was 3 years old. That I had somebody laugh at something that I said, and so from then on, it was my family was supporting me. And that's what you have to understand, is that you have to support each other. Family or not family, if you're a friend, don't say, oh, don't be stupid, you can't do that. No, man. I love stupid, because then you can be stupid no matter. You can say anything you want to do, you can do anything you want to do, and just do it. We're all still here. I've just gone through 6 months of chemo, and I've got a year of immune therapy, and I went through it 16 years ago. But all of us go through different things, and I'm fortunate that you've gone, all families have gone through it with people with cancer, and so many suffer so badly, it's just horrendous. And lucky for me, my constitution, I don't get sick like that, because I was born sick. No, anyway, I can't help it. But it's important that we understand that you make it a point. All the school districts, there's a bunch of school districts and just right here, but you have connections with other school districts in LA all the way around. Make it a point. Figure out there's money to go to this is the most important theater company you'll see. And when they get up there and see, this group that has been around for so long, and now their children now are doing it. And now their grandchildren are going to be coming up in it. And it's all the same because we're all family. We've all done so much. I'll just start off real quick. When I was 3 years old, I jumped up on my godfather's boxing ring, and they were shadow boxing and sparring. And so I got up there and accidentally knocked myself out on purpose. And everybody started laughing, right? And so then I said, well, then I did it again, and nobody laughed. And I said, oh, it only works the first time. Then we were in a black and Mexican neighborhood. Then we moved to the first gringo neighborhood, soon to become a Mexican neighborhood because the first Mexicans went in. So the doctor next door invited us, but my mother had started taking me to the movies, me and my brothers and sister, to see all las películas de oro, you know, the Cantinflas, Jorge Negrete, all of them. And so we used to just watch them. And so the doctor next door invited us to his daughter's birthday party, and he filmed us. And so about maybe a month later or something in the backyard, I got to see myself up on screen. So when I was 3, I became an actor because I was up on stage, and so I was an actor. I knew I was an actor. And now at 6, I'm a movie actor. No, I was not here now. You know, everybody's got a camera, but back then, nobody. It was the first time I ever saw it, and that's when. And then everything I did, I was terrible in school. I'm proud to say I did the 9th grade twice, and it was because we were really poor. We were so poor I couldn't pay attention. Oh man, I was too busy, you know, disrupting the class, you know, and it was a shame because it shouldn't have been that way, because it hurt me later that I wasn't better in spelling and all that. But you know what? I never felt stupid because I knew I could entertain. Every sport I played, everything I did was to entertain. But as I grew up, it was like playing at the park. It's how do I get everybody else involved? You know, it's like I was the quarterback, so I would have the fat little kid that just hops the ball, you know. I said, just go over there. They're not going to follow you, and I'll throw you the ball. And he scored a touchdown. Man, to see that kid, that was in high school already, Fat Jack, you know, pobrecito with glasses, you know, but after that, he had a little something extra about himself, you know, because he got a football thrown to him. So give the football to somebody. Don't be afraid to give it to somebody else because they're not taking anything away from us. You know, we just got to share it. We got to keep sharing, and it's been that way. My dad would never take my mother shopping and all that way back in the day. And I kind of made a promise to myself that I wouldn't be that way when I got married. Oh man, now I have to pay for it. Because no, I love to take my wife shop, and she's got to go. Now we have great grandkids, and so now we got to go all the time buying Christmas. We start on January, actually December 26th. We start buying Christmas for next year, you know. But it's we all do what we do. But fortunately, I was able, even when I was painting or doing whatever I was doing, if I see that she wants to go somewhere, I just put it all down and go. And it's not, oh man, what a great husband, you know. No, that's just the way we're all made different. We're all different, you know. And to have the couples, especially here, all these couples have been together at this table for forever. All of them, you know, and Patrick and Christina, you know, it's great, and many of you. And those that haven't, I feel sorry for you because if you've been, I don't know how many times you've been married, but if you've been married twice, then you only have half of what you had. If you've been married, you only have a third of what you had. Now, we get to have everything we had, which is love. L-O-V-E. So anyway, before I go off, I was going to cut it down to 45 minutes, but I don't know if I can. I had my... Evelina would always, oh no, not your one-man show again. Every time I had my characters that I was working on, but there's the one character, and it's about language and why education is so important. This is Kapataya Yippee Kapataya Yo. My name is Bubba Joe Jr. Sanchez, and I am a rootin' tootin' straight shooting son of a gun. I am a triple threat icon. I am a Tex icon, Mex icon, Americon. It's the Mexican millionaire's millennium. I am rich, and I want to help get you all out of the poorhouse. Rich people, we say, I made it happen. Poor people say what happens, happens. It's meant to be. Lo que quiere Dios. Whatever God wills. Well, my God told me in no uncertain terms that what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Amigos, I'm here to inspire you, inmigrantes, estudiantes, profesionales, to learn to speak, read, and write in Inglés y Español, English and Spanish, because in order to beat the gringo at bingo, you gotta learn the lingo. Comprendez-vous? Dinero, do, re, mi, money, you gotta make money, lots of money, honey, moolah. So you can take your chula to Hawaii and dance the hula hula. Aloha, vocabulary, dictionary. If you can't say what you mean, you can't mean what you say. How can you help your children with their homework if you can neither read nor write in English or Español? Yo hablo inglés y español. Catch my drift? If a child, this is something that I picked up, if a child learns 8 nursery rhymes by the time they're 4 years old, they're excellent readers by the time they're 8 years old. And so how in tarnation, in the field of carnations, are you going to find that hidden treasure if you can't read the map? Hello. Open the door. Walk right in. Walk right in. Bienvenidos, amigos. Welcome to los Estados Unidos. Heck, we all know Spanish-speaking, work hard, Spanish-speaking people work harder than a pack of mules, but you don't have to be a burro. Stop and smell the churros. The fact that you're driven is a given, but you got to be able to make a better living with language. You can mesmerize, enterprise, and capitalize. My goodness, you can do just about anything that you can imagine. So make sure that you watched Say a Little Prayer. We're both on Amazon and Apple. And then say Pepe Serna documentary. And go to pepeserna.net to see all the artwork and the workshops, anybody with school districts and stuff. I'll be in running form pretty soon. And by the time we get the contract signed, we'll be ready. So let's do it. But please, please, do yourself a favor. Watch those 2 and tell everybody else to go see it. And go. Make it a point. Get the information from them. How can you get your kids to LA to see the programs that they have going on? Because I'm telling you, this is very important. And when they see themselves up on stage, it makes a big difference. Thank you all very much for being here, and I appreciate it. And then for my next partner. Oh, okay.
One more time, a round of applause, Mr. Pepe Serna. I'm just honored to be in the company of a wonderful human being, a wonderful storyteller, entertainer, and someone who has obviously been blessed with many gifts and has shared them with the world. So thank you so much, Mr. Serna.
Thank you.
Thank you. And so on behalf of the California State Assembly and the 50th District, congratulations on being selected as the 2025 Lifetime Achievement Honoree at the annual Cesar Chavez Memorial Breakfast. Your service as a veteran small business owner, being renowned Latino Hispanic actor, artist, writer, producer, director, and working as a motivator and speaker are truly remarkable. Your efforts inspire generations of Latinos, Hispanics to come. Best wishes for continued success. Can we take a picture over here?
How you doing, good sir? I will go ahead. I will just read an excerpt. Prince Ogiripe, and I represent Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes. So it says, let me see. Pepe Serna has served as an inspirational role model for aspiring actors and performing artists, especially in the Hispanic community. Now, therefore, be it resolved by Senator Eloise Gomez Reyes that Pepe Serna be congratulated on his receipt of the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Hispanic Coalition of Small Businesses and commended for his decades of contributions to the arts, culture, and education in the state of California and beyond. Congratulations, good sir.
Thank you very much.
And then lastly, on behalf of the County of Riverside Board of Supervisors, we present the Certificate of Recognition to honor and congratulate Pepe Serna for his outstanding contributions to the legacy of Cesar Chavez and the promotion of social justice. On this day, we celebrate your dedication to the theme, telling our stories, our way, our voice, Latino representation in the arts, media, and education. Your remarkable achievements and commitment to uplifting Latino voices inspire us all. We wish you the best of success in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you. Y saben por qué sí se puede? Porque ya lo hicimos.
Anna, where's the box? That's it right there. That's
Okay, we want to make sure you don't leave yet. We're not done. The most important part of the day is we're going to have Rosa Marta sing for us, and then we're going to do our De Colores. Okay, so don't go yet. But before I forget, in case I forget to tell you now, before you leave, I'm not asking you to leave now. We still have to do the De Colores. But before you leave, will you please take a plate of food home? We got plenty of food. And if you don't want to take a plate of food, take one and give it to a homeless person out in the streets, okay? We have plenty of food, okay? So before you leave, not now, but before you leave, take a plate home or give it to a homeless, okay? She said lock the doors before so they leave. Okay, let's give it up for Rosa Marta Zarate. She's gonna close us out today, sing a couple songs, and then we're gonna do our de colores.
Hello? Okay. Gracias. I'm going to share with you a song that I sang when Cesar Chavez in 1971. When Cesar Chavez in 1971 knocked at the convent because I was a religious. I didn't know who he was. And he saw me with a guitar. He invited me to this rally in San Isidro. And I'm going to share with you, he invited me to sing for the first time that I sang here in this country. I asked him, he took me up to the stage and says, ahí está su gente, anímela. Since then, I consider Cesar Chavez my padrino. He opened the door for me to take my place in the historical journey of my immigrant people, my community. And this is a song that I sang first. I asked him, pero ¿qué canto? What am I going to sing? And he said, sing Cielito Lindo. And he pointed out to his beauty mark, and I have one. And he said, no, sing our song. Let's stand up and sing.
You guys pay attention.
No.
Pongan atención.
A ver, esos que están allá en la mesa, ¿qué pues? I sang a song that says, de la Sierra Morena. Cantemos, vamos. Todos pongámonos de pie mientras, pero vamos a cantar, vamos. Para cantar más bonito y descansemos un poquito de acá, de atrás. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando. Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo. No se oye, vamos. De la Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, viene bajando. Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo, de contrabando. Y que se oiga, vamos. Ay, 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 ay. Canta y no llores, porque cantando se alegran, cielito lindo, los corazones. And then I realized that I didn't go to that time to entertain. Enrique and I were learn a lot of what we do right now from Paulo Freire. And I began to think that I don't come here to these places where people gather to celebrate life commitment, to entertain, but to nourish ourselves with strength, with courage. And then right away, after that, Cielito Lindo, I sang this song. Indio, en tierra que no es tu tierra que ya es ajena. Indio, indio, forastero en tu tierra. Qué rabia, ¿no? Y dice así: oí llorar al viento triste en tu flauta, indio. Con quejas rotas golpear al silencio, indio. Acariciar con amor tus montañas, indio. Con el sol acabó tu tierra. Oí decir en tus notas que se acabó tu tierra, indio, 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 en tierra que no es tu tierra que ya es ajena. Indio, indio, forastero en tu tierra. Te vi mirar a la gente distinto, indio, a los poderosos que hacen las fronteras, indio, esos millonarios que llegan y llegan, indio, y roban tu cementera. Oí decir en tus notas que se acabó tu tierra, indio, 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 en tierra que no es tu tierra que ya es ajena. Indio, indio, díganlo conmigo, forastero. Vamos, forastero en tu tierra, forastero en tu tierra. Gracias. Y voy a terminar con un canto antes de que cantemos de colores, porque a mí me parece, because I think that at this moment, we have to stand up and say, basta, it is enough. Okay, I just want to hear that grito fuerte, basta! Stand up and say, basta. Come on. Okay. Here we go. Que se escuche ese grito de basta. Nuestra voz con gran fuerza hay que alzar. Que retiemble en su vientre el imperio. Nuestros pueblos no dan marcha atrás. Ciudadanos de toda la tierra, es el tiempo de unidos luchar. Que se escuche ese grito de basta. Nuestra voz con gran fuerza hay que alzar. Que retiemble en su vientre el imperio. Nuestro pueblo no da marcha atrás. La bandera de nuestros derechos vaya al frente animando el andar. Ni murallas, ni migra, ni leyes detendrán nuestro peregrinar. Y por eso gritamos para que nos oiga ese Señor. Que se escuche ese grito de basta. Nuestra voz con gran fuerza hay que alzar. Que retiemble en su vientre el imperio. Nuestro pueblo no da marcha atrás. Ciudadanos de toda la tierra, es el tiempo de unidos luchar. Madre tierra, tus hijos, tus hijas, hoy juramos por siempre luchar, por romper sus fronteras de muerte y construir la nueva sociedad. No se me cansen, quiero que nos oigan más lejos. Que se escuche ese grito. Basta, nuestra voz con gran fuerza hay que alzar. Que retiemble en su vientre el imperio. Nuestro pueblo no da marcha atrás. Ciudadanos de toda la tierra, es el tiempo de unidos luchar. Que se escuche ese grito de basta. Nuestra voz con gran fuerza hay que alzar, que retiemble en su vientre el imperio. Nuestros pueblos no dan marcha atrás. Ciudadanos de toda la tierra, es el tiempo de unidos luchar. ¡Basta! 1, 2, 3. ¡Basta! Gracias. Y ahora voy a contar a 3. Y a los 3, el que no se ponga en círculo, le vamos a poner una pena. Le vamos a poner que baile allí. Ok, vamos a hacer un círculo. We're going to make a
Let's
circle
all
around.
get in a circle.
In honor of César Chávez. We are going to make a circle. Señores que están allá, señoras. 1. Les vamos a poner una pena.
Everybody get in a circle. We're going to hold hands.
Cross your hands.
Hold hands, hold hands.
Cross your hands to hold. Or como sea.
A ver, ayúdenles a los que están platicando ahí para que hagan su compromiso.
Come on, Anna, tell them. Diles.
Come on, let's all get in a circle. We're all friends.
A ver, vamos a decir basta otra vez a ver si nos oyen. 1, 2, 3. ¡Basta! ¿Se puede o no se puede? A mí se me hace que no desayunaron con ganas. ¿Se puede o no se puede?
¡Sí se puede!
¿Y cómo le decimos? Basta, 1, 2, 3. ¡Basta! Ok, vamos otra vez. Basta, basta. 1, 2, 3. Bueno, pues parece que no se quieren poner en círculo. Come on, we are waiting for you guys. Señores, we are waiting for you. See, yeah, we want all of us in a circle. Come on. Estos sí que están. Un círculo, por favor, un círculo de despedida, de compromiso. Come on, join the circle. This is the circle for commitment, for solidarity.
Join the circle.
A ver, esos que están ahí platicando, la otra vez que... Vamos, todos en el círculo. We are here to celebrate the commitment of men and women. This is a celebration to say, basta. It's nuestro turno. It's our time to move forward. Vamos. De colores se visten los campos en la primavera. ¿Se puede? No se oye. De color es el arco iris que viene de fuera. De colores es el arco iris que vemos lucir, y por eso Seguiremos adelante.
Sí.
Gracias.
¡Que viva Rosa Marta! ¡Que viva Dr. Murillo! ¡Que viva César Chávez! ¡Que viva Dolores Huerta! ¡Que viva Pepe Serna! ¡Que viva la lucha! ¡Que viva Frank Montes! ¡Que viva los padrinos! ¡Que viva nuestra raza! Gracias a todos. Thank you, everybody.
Colorín colorado, este cuento se ha acabado. Gracias.